All right, so we are going to give this a try. Oh, let me see. Is there audio here? Is my audio working? Well, somebody will tell me if there's audio, I hope. If anybody views other than me. Alright, let me hide that. I'm going to launch this on my Facebook app and let's see what's going on. Is there audio? There does not appear to be audio on the feed. Alright, so let's see. Why is this not properties? It says that it's getting audio, but it's not actually putting audio up. Oh, maybe. Haha. I hope this solved the glitch. Did this work? I'll find out in about 10 seconds. Oh. I'll find out in about 10 seconds. Oh, yeah, we got audio. Perfect. All right. Well, I don't need those now. So, welcome to BSD Tech Live. This is my second episode of this. I did the first one back in August. I just haven't had time to put anything together. So, today I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time here talking about tech. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments section. If you want to share this video out so other people can find it and see it. There we go. I just shared it out. So, well, listen. So today, a couple topics I want to talk about. First thing, if you don't know who I am, Brian Sackwitz. I own a technology consulting company called BSD Tech. I've been in business since, well, doing just tech only since about 2008. Before that, I used to be a graphic designer. So my background is primarily in Apple computers. I've been branching out more into PCs and stuff these days. I have a lot of kinds of switch from Macs back to PCs for a line of business work. And that was kind of rough for me to make that transition because I never actually owned a PC before I started working on it for clients. So I've been learning tons about them and really enjoying it. Today, my first topic I want to talk about is bad and cheap computer components. So I do a lot of hardware work, especially on the Apple side, older Macs, MacBook Pros and things like that. And after about 4 years, you can really start to notice a problem on your MacBook Pros, especially with the battery. If you were to go into your system information on the Mac, it'll actually tell you how much of your battery is actually still left. After about time, like when you first get a new MacBook Pro, the capacity of the battery on there, it's 100%. After a couple years of use, it starts going down. Like right now, my MacBook Pro, it's at 70% of its original capacity. So if you want to do the math on, like, if originally their MacBook Pro would get 10 hours of battery life, now it's only going to get 7 hours of battery life. And I'm not even getting that much on there. So what I will usually do is I'll have my clients order batteries through a company called Mac Sales, Otherworld Computing, and their stuff is really high quality. It's pretty much the same batteries that Apple uses as well. Those batteries, they cost, well, $100 a pop. So they're pretty pricey, but I always have my clients buying from them because I know it's a good quality piece of equipment. So the other day, I decided I need to get a new battery, and I want to see how the reseller market on eBay is going these days, because you can actually get really inexpensive hardware on eBay. And a lot of it comes from China. A lot of it's made in the same factories where the original OEM parts are made. So I found a company on there. They actually sell MacBook Pro batteries, like this one here. I picked this one up for $21 on eBay. It's for the model of Mac I use and everything. So I was like, perfect. Ordered this. Took about a week and a half to get here. So get it, and I install it in my MacBook Pro. Now, mind you, I never let my clients order this kind of equipment. Go put it in. Okay, it's running, no problem. Drain the computer battery all the way down, and then power it up. Well, I'm running it down this first time. At about 50%, the computer cuts off on its own. No reason whatsoever. Oh, that's strange. Plug it back in. Turn it on. Battery shows like 3%. Well, that's really bizarre. So charge it all the way back up again. Do it again. Same thing. So I'm not going to recommend $20 batteries. I'm going to reinstall this, though, I think this weekend and give it a try. One thing I did not do that I should have done was reset the system management controller chip on the laptop and reset the PRAM, and maybe that will tell the Mac to reset its calibration for the battery. So I'm going to give that a shot. But right now, no on the batteries. And along those same lines, thanks, dog. Selling things on eBay. I've actually heard stories like this from clients of mine in the past, and I hadn't actually had that happen to me until I was selling an older video game system. Okay, I'll say it was my Sega Dreamcast. You know, sold it, had all those original games and everything. Sold for $100. You know, I hadn't used it in like 3 years, so why was I even keeping it around? It was in perfect working order and stuff. Well, sent it to this gentleman, and he's like, "Oh, I want it for my son." Blah blah blah. Okay, so I send it, and like after he gets packaged, like 2 days later, I get a message from him complaining about it, that one of the controllers doesn't work and there's something else wrong with it. I'm like, what? Well, I come to find out that this is a pretty common scam. What'll happen is people, or especially electronics, and they'll get it, and then they'll complain that there's something wrong with it and they want a discount, or, you know, give me $10 back on it or whatever. Otherwise, with eBay, the purchaser is always correct on eBay, and if you don't make things right, eBay will refund the entire amount of money to the person, and they get to keep the stuff. Or you can tell them to send it back to you, and you have to cover the shipping to get it back. In a lot of cases, it's not worth the effort. But I'd had a client where they'd shipped off a MacBook Pro to somebody, and it was in perfect working order. I know because I checked it out, but made sure it was wiped clean before he sold it. And the person got it, and they complained that it wasn't working right. So buyer beware, or seller beware, actually. And it's not just eBay that pulls stunts, too. I had a client, they sold a bunch of MacBook Pros on Gazelle. And one of them was sent back to them. They said it wasn't working. Well, they said, well, why isn't it working, Brian? So I took the computer, opened it up. Somebody pulled the hard drive out of it. What? So Gazelle A didn't pay them for the computer and then sent it back to them, and they stole the hard drive out of the computer. So fortunately, it had been wiped clean before they had sent it to Gazelle, but really? Stealing the hard drive out of there. So that was pretty bad. Next thing I want to talk about today is smart homes. Now, I don't know how many of you out there have been investing in smart home technology. It's a big thing right now. I mean, everybody's like connected devices, light switches, thermostats. Thermostats are the big one. In my house, currently we have Nest thermostats, we have Nest smoke alarms, we have Wemo light switches, and I love all this equipment. It's fantastic. When I'm not at home, my thermostat knows that we're not at home because we have location services on our phones, and the app knows we're not here, so it changes the temperature of the thermostat, cranks it way up to its eco mode. So while we're not home, it's really not running at all. And when we get back home, it automatically sets itself back to where it should be, and boom, starts running again. The only bad thing about that is when you get home, it's usually too warm in the house, but you can actually program it so it doesn't do that anymore. But I like the fact of the energy savings while we're not here. We have Wemo light switches that we have them programmed, so every day based on what sunset and sunrise is, our carriage lights in the front of the house go off and on. Those are the only ones we're using right now. I'm going to actually probably install some more switches throughout the house in the coming months, so that way when we're not at home in the evenings, I can turn a light or two on in the house remotely. They're not inexpensive light switches. The light switch itself for a Wemo runs $49. So right, if you watch the sales and stuff, you can usually get them at $10 off. Like last week they were selling for $39, which is still a little bit of money, but it's a better deal than full retail. They also have them with dimmer switches in them as well. And a lot of people talk about the Philips Hue lights. My problem with those is you're buying into a lighting ecosystem. You have to always use the Philips Hue light bulbs, their hub, and I would rather just change the switches because then I can use whatever lights I want. Wemo also makes smart light plugs or power plugs, so they will actually track the amount of energy that's being used by the electrical outlet as well as being able to control that plug. So if you have like pole lights in the house that you want to control remotely, you can do that with those Wemo switches. The Nest thermostat is great. The Wemo switches are great. We also have the fire and smoke alarms, and they also do CO2. And cool thing about that is if anything were to go on in the house, my app would alert me that there's smoke in the house, which is really nice. Nest, I know, just came out with smart home security system. I'm going to look into that in the next couple months, and maybe I've wanted to put a home security system in our house, so I think we're going to probably do Nest, I think, in the next few months, and we'll see how that goes. When I get that, I'll give you guys a little report, and they're really awesome devices from Nest. I highly recommend them. Next thing I want to talk about is digital assistants. Everybody has them on their phones. If you have an iPhone, like me, you've got Siri on there. And I find Siri is probably the worst of all the digital assistants. I'll ask it questions, and it has no idea what the answer to anything is. At least the one thing it does do well is it'll set reminders for me. That's about it. Usually not very good at anything. Cortana, which is built into Windows 10, that I don't use it very much because it's only on Windows desktop up until now, or a Windows phone, which nobody has. They just Harman & Kardon just released they call their Invoke speaker, which has Cortana built into it. It looks really nice, but Cortana really doesn't integrate with almost anything else I would want to use it for, so I can't recommend that. We use the Google Home here. I think it's fantastic. Matter of fact, it'll control all the smart devices we have in the house, as well as we have Google Chromecast in the house. And the cool thing about the Google Assistant and Google Home is you can tell it to play something on the living room TV, and boom, it starts playing it on the living room TV, which I think is really awesome. So I can say, hey, G, play ESPN on TV. And boom, all of a sudden ESPN comes up, it's playing on the TV. Don't need a remote control for it or anything. However, the problem is sometimes it's nice to have a remote control for scrolling through TV channels, but that's how you end up sitting there for 2 hours watching TV, and then you're like, oh, what the heck was I doing? So I don't care for the remote. I don't watch much TV anyways. We just watch sports, so it's fulfilling its need for what we do. The only other one that there is Amazon's Alexa, and I really can't speak to how well it is of a system it is because I've never used it. When they first came out, they were really high price. They started at like $200 when they first came out, and I was like, that's a little much. They've come down in price. They have like the Google Dot, or not Google, Amazon Alexa Dots and a couple other things. They're like $50. the Google Home is $129 for the main base. Now you can also get Google Home Minis, small ones, for $49. And I do know they're coming out with Google Home Max, which is about yay big. And it's going to be a high-end speaker with Google Assistant built into it. In Google Assistant, I can ask her in the morning, what's the drive like to where I'm going, and it'll tell me. And it'll put the directions on my phone for when I'm getting ready to go. It's really fantastic. Google Home, 2 thumbs up for me. Now, the one other thing I was going to talk about today, and this is going to be a short show, so right now I have a piece of software my company called BSD Tech Alerts. Now, BSD Tech Alerts is a piece of monitoring software that monitors your system for problems going on with hardware, software, making sure your backups are working. I love this piece of software. I use it with all my business clients. Today, I want to make a special offer. If you're watching this video today, live or anytime this weekend up until Halloween, I am going to let you use BSD Tech Alerts on your system for free until the end of the year to see if you like it. After that, I'll have a special deal for you guys where like $5, $10 a month, actually $5 a month per computer for monitoring the system. It's great because let's say your hard drive's failing. You'll never know your hard drive's failing until it's too late. That's a fact. This will tell us ahead of time if the hard drive is going to fail, if your backups aren't working, and many other myriad of problems. This BSD Tech Alert software will let me know, and then I can come and fix it for you. So go ahead, and if you're interested in it, go ahead in the message, type yes, and I'll contact you, and I'll tell you more about it, and we can install it on your system. So that's it for BSD Tech Live, episode number 2. I'm going to start planning on doing this every Friday, if not every other Friday. Come a little bit more content for you. If you have any questions that you want me to address on the next episode, please feel free to message me in Facebook or send me an email, brian@bsdtech.net, and I'll be happy to answer on the next show. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.